Hello everybody, and I hope you all are having an amazing day. Today is going to be a quick intro because, thanks to y'all's recommendation, we are going to be diving into another Youngblood song called Hello Heaven Hello, and according to you guys, this is a 9-minute long absolute rock masterpiece, and I want to be able to take the time to fully dive into it and appreciate it for all of its glory, if you will. So let's not waste more time, dive straight in. Here we go. Why is he staying shirtless in the snow with a horse? That would be my question.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you out there?
I am indeed.
Are you trying?
Every day. It's hard, but I'm
Are you
doing it.
patient? Are you blind? Are you with me? Against me?
Never.
Don't know me at all. Hello, 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 hello.
Okay, I apologize to pause already off the bat, but notice this whole idea of, like, normally there's, like, usually so much color usually in the world, but in this, like, circumstance, he's portraying this idea of, like, the fact he has nothing, he's not wearing a shirt, his pants, I believe, are, like, black or whatnot, and he's got a black horse, not, like, a colorful, we'll say colorful, like, brown or white horse or something like that, and it's the fact there's all these roses, it looks like, in the ground like this, but they're all black roses, and he's talking about, like, almost like, are you okay, are you there, are you, with me, and stuff like that. Very much already talking about kind of like this idea of, like, and then again saying hello, 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 like, are we listening? Are we listening to what he's about to say? Are we listening to the message he's about to give us? It's almost like the idea of, like, amongst the darkness that we're kind of seeing visually right now, he's trying to come through with the light to give us something to look forward to, or look to for guidance and whatnot. But anyways, let's keep going. Oh, what beautiful scenery. Wow. Where is this shot at? I would be curious to know.
Hello, are you in there? Do you still remember? Or have you forgotten where you're from? Are you still scared of dying?
This is a cool lyric here. Sorry, not this one, but the one before that, saying, like, do you remember where you're from? Because it's not necessarily, obviously, that he's saying, like, do you remember where you're from? Like, oh, I remember that I live in Florida right now, but I'm actually originally from Ohio. Or, like, oh, I used to live in, like, this country, but now I moved to the United States, or I moved to China, or I moved to, Korea, or whatever the case may be. It's the fact that he's saying, do you remember where you came from? Like, do you remember where you started off? Do you remember where you were when you first started suffering to where you are now? Not necessarily even suffering, but, like, do you remember where you started off when you were battling that anxiety, that depression, that that really horrific moment in your life of losing a parent, losing a grandparent, losing a loved one, whatever the case may be, and whatnot. That's what he means by that line. That's why he's so good about his lyricism, because he takes it beyond just the meaning of something very straightforward. He takes it beyond that, not just, like I said, it's not the idea of, like, where are you from in general. It's where you started off at, is what he's saying, which is so powerful. And what a very clever way of wording that line. Like, what the heck, man? This dude is just, his lyricism is through the fucking roof, and we're only a minute in. This might become my favorite song from him, even though everyone I've heard is Zombie, but still, you know what I mean.
You're from. Are you still scared of dying? Scared of finding out that you don't know who you are?
See, again, tying back to that line before, the fact that you're trying to find out that you don't know who you are. Him asking before, do you remember where you started? Now saying, are you scared that people are going to find out you don't know who you are? See, now we're taking beyond that again, saying not necessarily where you started, but do you know exactly who you are? what your foundation was. It's like the layers on top of layers right now. So it's crazy. I love this part here for that chorus because I love that they layer his angsty vocals with almost like what I guess would call like his like regular vocals, I guess. I don't know what the best way to orient it would be, but I love that layering like that because it's a perfect combination of like that angst of like almost like the one side of like the pain like that you get from like the angst side of his vocals, and then the more cleaner like vocals he has is more of like the side of you like trying to find that hope, trying to find that escape, if you will, to a better time in your life, to get out of that anxiety, get out of that moment of depression, get out of that pain that you're feeling in that moment. So that layering his vocals, I feel like, is that kind of like double meaning there on top of one another, which is really fucking cool. The amount of respect I have for this man is insane. He goes beyond being an artist. He's truly a trendsetter, and he's starting a movement. And it's amazing and beautiful at the same time. Oh shit. We're gonna get heavier? I like what I'm hearing.
They kicked me in the mud and they told me that's the price you pay. Woo! So tell me how you're gonna die with the lies that they force inside your head.
Maybe it could be a direct reference to all the media that we hear, like spewing all that bullshit into our heads or whatnot. The fact that the media is very negatively driven, the idea of like everything you hear is about sickness in the world, wars, people dying from this and that, guns, or I guess more gun violence more than anything, people, dying on the streets, homeless people, blah, blah. Everything the media like feeds us is like so negative, and very few of the times is actually really positive. So this line here saying, or are you going to die with the lies they force inside your head? They is probably forcing to the media, or it could also be the government, depending on whichever country you're referring to, So I love that line right there because, it's so easy for us to get so drawn into what the media tells us when we don't even take the time to think about like, wait, is this even real? Is this like, is what the media is telling us actually truthful, or are they just trying to feed us shit to put fear into us for whatever fucking reason, So I love that line because it's something that really should be it should be more touched upon and more talked about, but it's not. And so I love that he's kind of bringing that to hopefully at least if it's not a big audience, at least a audience's attention, Oh my gosh, let's go. I mean, what? I've been transferred, I should say, or transformed, or whatever you want to say, to literally the 80s. I'm suddenly listening to a straight up 80s fucking rock song right now. This is fucking incredible. This song is insanely good. Holy crap. I'm telling you, this dude is going to save rock and roll. Like, and I'm not saying like the new like era rock that we are hearing nowadays. He is saving what is the definition of rock and roll given to us by the greats of like Ozzy Osbourne, Van Halen, even kind of Metallica, but they're kind of also a little bit metal, AC/DC, who else is there? I mean, there's so many I could go off and name off the top of my head right now and whatnot, but those are the ones I'm going to go with. Those guys gave us what we know as rock and roll, and Youngblood is here to bring that back, revive it, and save it. There's a reason why the Prince of Darkness chose him to be his apprentice and to carry on his legacy. There's a reason for it, because he has it. He's going to be able to do it. And going back to the lyrics again now, I love that he's saying, this one lyric back here was so cool. I love it. It says, but first you'll go to hell and back, which is before the line of, or I guess after the line, one step into heaven. But it says first you're going to go to hell and back. So before you get to heaven, you're going to go to hell. Not necessarily actually physically go to hell, but you're going to hell in terms of like you're going to live the hell that you go through on Earth, basically, whether it's battling anxiety, depression, a painful event of losing a loved one, or a massively just terrible heartbreak, or something as terrible as cancer or whatever and stuff like that. You're gonna go through that hellish ness, if you will, while you're on Earth, but that's gonna be the thing that takes you into heaven ultimately. And when he comes in and says, right here, are you going to be the fool who's the last to jump off the edge? He's saying, are you going to be the one, this is my interpretation, of course, are you going to be the one who's the fool that decides that he's going to give it up on everything, she or he, whatever you want to say, he, she, they, you're going to be that person that gives up and is that fool who jumps off the edge, or is the last one to jump off the edge, or are you going to kind of keep going, if you will, and keep pushing through till the very end. Kind of, in a way. I don't know. I might be a little bit off in that, but that's kind of, I think, what he's kind of going for. That might be the first lyric I might be kind of butchering, so I apologize in advance. But, anyways, let's keep going. Yeah.
Tell me how you're gonna die in the pain that they inflict on you. Swim through the storm of what you have to do. They don't freak, gonna walk, they don't talk till your back's up and got away.
Gosh, even his movements and way he performs, it's so 90s or 1980s rock.
For it's the fools that last as you pass the edge. One step into heaven.
This is so 80s, I love it. Ooh, the orchestration? Some strings? Let's go! Go off, boy! Woo! I just got chills from that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be singing this all damn week. Let's go, baby. arrows in his hand. Oh my gosh. Wow. What is happening? Oh my gosh. A little bit of switch up, it sounds like.
There's a chance I won't see you tomorrow,
Oh.
so I will spend today saying hello. And all the hopes and dreams I may have borrowed, just know, my friend, I'll leave them all to you.
Wow.
Hello, hello.
See, now he's speaking directly to us. He's definitely speaking directly to the audience. That's so cool. Breaking that fourth wall in a way. Okay, it's cool. This moment is really dope because it's like you hear a bunch of these like different like people like talking, and it's probably just him recording a bunch of stuff and having it like thrown into the song like this. It's probably just a bunch of different phrases he's saying, all like put together, all in this moment right now, and it's cool because like you can't really pick up on exactly what it's saying. I think I heard something like "I missed you," maybe is one of them, or like "Don't give up," I think is one I heard from another one. But like that's the idea, is like you're not really supposed to kind of like hear those, because it's like I think it could be one of two things. It could be either one, it's like, you know, these like thoughts that he's trying to implant in us that are like, you know, him giving us that hope that he just mentioned, the hopes and dreams that he just mentioned that he's going to give to us. That's maybe those thoughts that are supposed to be like implanted into our brain of like us to keep going and to giving us that hope and courage to not give up. Or it could be almost like that overwhelming feeling of voices in your head that are like trying to tell you like to keep going. Or it could be also the idea of like these voices in your head that are trying to tell you to give up, but you have to push through those and listen. And it's almost like maybe you can hear both of them, where like you hear some that are like conflicting and some that are like encouraging. And you have to like pick those pieces of those different words and phrases in your head apart and focus on whichever ones mean the most to you. Are you going to give in to the ones that are negative, or are you going to give in to the positive ones and keep going, keep fighting for what you believe in and for fighting for yourself more than anything? I think it could be either two of those is what I'm thinking. It could be either one of those meanings, or it could be kind of a mixture of both. I don't know. But yeah, that's really cool there. This moment is really dope to like have that moment of like these just different voices kind of speaking to you. You don't quite understand what they're saying, but they're there. You know, it's almost like the idea of literally saying voices in your head. That's literally what I think you're conveying here. So that's really dope. Yeah, I heard an issue. Yeah, I can't pick out the rest of them. Music fades. Thanks, guys. I could tell. Oh, let me start over. Wow. I'm truly blown away. And like, I say that a lot after a lot of stuff I react to, no matter what genre it is. But this time, not the other times I haven't been blown away, but this time I am beyond blown away. I was just literally transferred to an entire different era of music. I just transcended to the 1980s, where we had, in my opinion, probably some of the most peak rock and roll ever in our lifetimes. And I didn't get to grow up during that time period, but I did, get a chance to literally grow up listening to that. I've grown up a massive fan of AC/DC. I grew up a massive fan of, who am I thinking? There's so many different. The problem for me is like there's so many different songs I know from different bands, but I can't remember like band names sometimes, and I'm like so bad about that. There's so many different 1980s rock songs. I mean, I have a whole entire fucking playlist of all these different rock songs. From like fucking hell, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, from Van Halen, who I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head right now. I don't want to waste your time with that. But the point is, I grew up being able to still experience this type of music, and since I've gotten to, going through college, going through, high school, going through college, and whatnot, and now, working at my full-time job, doing YouTube, making music and whatnot, that really sound that I loved in that time period has really kind of been pushed back, and it's kind of we're in this new era of rock, which is not bad, but this is what we needed in music again. This sound that Youngblood is bringing back, these powerful lyrics, this incredibly just strong, very chill-worthy, like rock sound. This man has the ability to revive that and to literally just become a movement for others that want to bring the sound back too. He's going to be the one that people are going to look up to and be like, damn, that was a great era of music. Let's keep that alive too, and let's keep going. You're going to see more bands hopefully popping up in the future. You're going to see more singers just like right off the bat like him. And I think what he's going to be doing is he's not only going to start an overwhelmingly powerful movement, but he's going to be the voice for the people, if you will. He's going to, he's going to be the person that people listen to when they're going through struggles in life. And one of my favorite videos actually that I saw of him is that there's one girl, he was like doing, I guess he was like meeting these fans. There's one girl was like, oh my gosh, you saved me. You were the one who saved me. Your music saved me or something like that. And he immediately, without even thinking, he said right back to her, no, I didn't save you. You saved yourself. And I don't remember exactly what he said afterwards, but it was something like, my music was maybe just a piece of that, or something along those lines. And it's one of my favorite videos, and one of the few videos that I saw from him right off the bat before I even knew who he really was, that was like, wow, I have so much respect for him. And I mean, honestly, the fact that, in an era right now where like TikTok and like YouTube Shorts and Instagram, like little short videos are taking over the world and just completely destroying this new generation's like attention span and knocking it down to like basically not even a minute long basically of attention span. For me to be captivated for 9 minutes straight into a song like this and be able to fully embrace and understand the meaning of what he wants me to take away from this song is amazing. And I feel bad for those who might not be able to experience something like this to its full capacity because they might lose interest after about a minute in because of what TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all these short little videos and stuff like that have really done to these poor young kids' brains. And I'm so happy that I grew up in a time period that I did where I can listen to this song over 9 minutes long and be able to fully embrace it and really cherish it for what it is and the meaning behind it for that matter. But anyways, I could just go on and on about this and whatnot, so I'm just going to end this off with what a phenomenal song, what a phenomenal lyric, or what phenomenal lyrics, and what phenomenal meaning behind this. And this is now probably my favorite rock song I've heard this year, and maybe even in my lifetime. And if he doesn't win a Grammy for this song as best rock song, and even the most recent album he just released as the best rock album, then the industry is failing us. Because this is rock and roll, baby. This is what the industry needs. This is the start of something very special with him. And I am so excited to be able to continue diving into stuff with him. Because with that, so yeah, with me saying that, go and let me know down below what else I need to react to from this young man, because he is so good, and I need to react to more, and I need to hear more, and I love him to death. I really do. Much love to you, my man. If you happen to see this reaction, Youngblood, I love you, buddy. You're amazing. Anyways, with that being said, if y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, shout out, click down below. I'll go ahead and place my reaction playlist for Youngblood over here. You can check out my most recent reaction if you haven't already over here. As always, thank you all so much for watching and showing love and support, and I'll see you all in the next video. Alright guys, bye!